Hi guys, so continuing from our last, we talked in the last video, we dealt with the get method, the copy method, and the clear method. Now we're continuing from that dictionary functionality, and we're going to maybe three more dictionary functionalities. And so we are going to look at items, which that is a Python dictionary method, an item. So what it does, items is, so let me just write here, items, right? So what this does is it returns a view. It returns like a new view of the dictionary, the key value pairs. So normally you would, use profile and you see this, right? But interestingly, if you say profile dot items, right, what you're going to have is you're not going to have a new view. You see how this is? It's like each it's not like each element, each key value pairs are now set up like tuples and now inside a list. So it's like a nested list of tuples. So that's basically what this has. You can see here. You can also, when you're using a for loop for and we're going to talk about for loops in future, when you're trying to use it to iterate through dictionaries, you can use items. So this is what this does. So it just gives you a view of it. The next we are going to look at is we're going to look at keys. So keys, which we're going to look at the keys method. So okay, this is the items method, and here we're going to look at the keys method, right? We're going to make it small k. We're going to make it the keys method. Now, so because a Python dictionary has key value pairs, if you need to view just the keys alone inside just the keys inside the dictionary, then you use the keys method, right? And so exactly what it means that if you want to also view the values, you're going to be using the value method. So that's what's going to come right after the keys method. So that's what we're going to do. And this is pretty simple. So what we basically do is we just simply call profile dot keys. And what it does is it just brings out all the keys that are inside our dictionary. You can see that, right? It just brings them out. And so you can tell that they're there. And if you just want to just to be sure that this thing is here, you can basically say, oh, is there email? Is there an email in profile? And yes, it's going to tell you, yeah, it is. So then, so you can see what the keys method, how it makes that easy. All this is going to really be interesting when we use the for loop. We're going to see dealing with a for loop with dictionaries. But again, that's in the future. We're just taking this one step at a time. Then the next we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking at the value method, right? It returns a view of the values, the objects that are in the values, right? So that's what you're going to see again. So here we have the value methods, the value method. So that's what it's going to do. So we basically have profile and we put dot value, and so it's basically going to bring out all the values we have. See, it's basically simple. Full name, email address, that's what it does, right? So that really makes it really cool. So you can see from here we've got items, and here we've got keys, and here we got values. Now, I think we have enough time for us to try out one more thing. So we're just going to fit in this. We're going to use the pop. We've seen this before, right? We're going to use the pop method, right? Now, the pop is a method that takes a key, and you need to remove a key from a dictionary, right? Basically that. So what this does is that it just helps you pop stuff out of it. Now, we can do this. Because the whole idea is that when you remember going back to variables, where you see the setting method, string methods, you can see pop just lets you can pop stuff out of a list and stuff like that. So this is just something of that nature. So now I can basically say profile dot pop, and inside this I want to take out stuff. So I want to take out, say, email, and see what happens when I pop this. It brings it out, right? So which means if I now look at my profile now, you can see that I only have firsts and last names inside of it. So that's that. Then if I try to pop stuff, maybe I try to pop stuff and say profile dot pop, and then I say location. Remember again, location, the ever popular location, and of course we're going to have an error, right? But remember what happens, so we could decide, just like the get function, we can just say not a key. Let's see what happens there, and boom, it tells us not a key. So that's really an interesting way, or it's not found. So we can use that on it. So again, really cool stuff. Here we have done, we have looked at the key methods. See, from here we did the keys method. So the keys basically creates a view for you to see the keys that are in the key value pairs in the dictionary, right? Then there's value, which does the opposite, or what I call it the opposite of keys, but basically brings out the values, is a view of all the values. Then we see the pop method, and just like we saw earlier on, you can pop, you can use it to take out stuff from, you can use the pop method to take out a key and a value out, and we took out the email here, and we just basically saw that we don't have that anymore. And if you try to pop off something or pop off a key that doesn't exist, you get an error. But if you add an additional phrase inside, which is like a string, it's going to bring that out. So we just used not a key. So so here you see we've basically stretched it. We've gone on a stretch, and we're looking at all this, right? So that's interesting stuff. We have looked at a whole lot, maybe possibly a couple that we haven't looked at. You can try that out yourself, right? And just look at the documentations and see how that works, so that in the next video we can now talk about modifying dictionaries.